Hi, I'm Rebecca Zadivil. I'm here in sunny South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, and I'm here to show you a fun new thing that I've been working on, something that I've termed blessing beads. And it's a way to use your Yupo paper, which of course those of you who are familiar with Yupo paper know that it's just a plastic, white, shiny surface on which you can paint with acrylic or with watercolor. In this instance, I used acrylic paint, just any old acrylic paint, doesn't have to be special. And I took a sheet of Yupo paper and I covered it with just various shades of paint. Let that dry, and then I cut it into strips, and you can see these strips in front of me. When I was done with the cutting of the strips, I ended up taking one strip and writing something on the back, a thought, an intention, just something that might form a wish that you might have for whoever you intend to give this bead to. And you can think about doing it for people who are about to have a baby, or people who are going through a difficult time, or someone who's ill. So it's really kind of a nice way to embed a thought in the inside of this bead. And not only is it beautiful then to look at, but then it kind of houses this beautiful thought within it. Once you get this strip of paper with a little bit of writing on it, I wrap it around just a metal rod. This is just a thin metal rod, but you could use a nail too. And essentially you wrap it around the outside of the metal rod tightly, tight as you can, and then you secure it. I do it with the white side out because I just think it looks a little more attractive, but you could do it the other way too. And then I secure the loose end of the strip of paper, easier said than done sometimes, with a pair of needle nose pliers. I like to have two sets of needle nose pliers with me so that if the rod heats up, I can still have another way to grab hold of it without burning myself. So once you get it wrapped up tightly, nice and snug around the rod, then you take a heat gun. You could use a craft gun. This one I think I got at Lowe's or something. But you get it heated, and you work over a surface that is not going to be melted. So if you have a plastic tabletop, wouldn't advise using that, because essentially we're going to try to melt this plastic and have it form a bead. Now if you look over here, this necklace is an example. It's just formed of all of these little beads. We're going to be forming something like this using the process I'm going to show you. So if you look, I've got it just sort of wrapped around this rod. I'm going to heat up my heat gun. I'm over this surface that will not melt. And I'm going to sort of point it at the edge that is wound around itself. So I'm going to come in at it from the side, and it just kind of begins to roll away. It's kind of like a marshmallow. You've got to sort of keep moving it around so that it doesn't burn the paper. But a little bit of burning's not bad. Of course, if you're one of those marshmallow people who likes to set things on fire, you might want to try to restrain yourself. But here you can see that it's just kind of rolling away from itself along the edge. Then when it starts to do that, I'll sort of grab a hold of it from the other angle to kind of round it out, because it'll get a little ovoid. So if you want it to be a little bit rounder, you just sort of take it and move it around and just keep shaping it. I like to not overdo this because I tend to like the abstract quality of just a little bit of the lettering showing through. But you can see it's just that quick. It's not like it's a real long-lived process. Now because the rod is in the center of it, we end up with a hole in the middle, and it's a hole that you can then string something through. In this instance, I just used an elastic cord, and I put some beads in between them. You could put it on a necklace wire, any sort of thing that you might want to fix it to. But I hope it's something that you enjoy doing. It's an easy process, a great way to use your Yupo paper for something fun. Have fun.